Hi everyone, today we are going to be learning how to make these spiked hoops. To get started, you will need size 11 or size 12 beading needles. These are my favorite ones to use. Then we will need a lighter Nymo D thread. I use the white. And you'll need some hoop earrings. You can use different sizes and different shapes. And then I have some size 11 seed beads right here. I then thread my needle, and I use about an arm's length of the thread. I triple knot it and use my lighter to burn the tail. This will make sure that the beads are secure. I then dump out all of the colors that I'm going to use onto my felt in the order that I'm going to use them. So I start off with my black bead. This is going to be the base of my color and the most used color. You can choose any colors you like. I just think these colors are very beautiful. You're going to begin by putting your thread through the hoop and secure it by putting your thumb right next to the hoop. You're going to put your needle up into the bead. Sometimes your thread will get caught like this, but it just takes patience to bead any kind of work. So you can untangle it and then slide that bead right at the tip of where the hoop starts. Then I'm grabbing my next color. So that's going to be red and then black. And we're just going to secure it with my thumb again and pulling the thread through the hoop and then back up on the other side. And you put your needle through the black and then the red, pulling it up, tightening and securing the beads. You'll need to do this throughout the whole hoop earring. Next, we're grabbing our new color, which is orange, red, and then black. You're always going to have your newest colors at the top and your oldest at the bottom. I'm then securing the beads with my thumb again and then pulling the thread through the hoop and then back up through the black, red, and orange bead. Again, you're going to be adjusting the beads as you go. And then we're going to get started with adding our new color, which is yellow. Yellow, orange, red, and then black. The oldest bead is at the bottom, putting the thread through the hoop and then back up through all of the beads. So now we've reached the top of our first spike, and that is going to be with the first bead, white, yellow, orange, red, black, putting the thread and needle through the hoop and then back up through all of the beads. Now we want to start decreasing the colors, so only adding yellow, orange, red, and black and going back through. You can see it will form that decreased look, and then adding orange, red, and black. From here you can start seeing the triangle form, and then we're just going to begin by securing with the thumb, going through the hoop and back up through that black, red, and orange bead. You're going to continue with the red and the black bead, putting them right beside that row before, going through the hoop and back up through the black and then the red bead. So this is how it should look so far, and you are going to finish that first spiked triangle with adding your last black bead. And this black bead will be the end of your first spike, and it will be the beginning of your second spike. So from here, you're just gonna adjust all of the rows, make sure everything is nice and straight. You might have to tighten or loosen, and then you just begin again by adding your red and black and continuing the same pattern you did at the beginning to the end. So now we've come to the end of our first earring. Now we're gonna make sure everything is straight, nice. We're gonna take this thread and tie a knot as close as possible to that black single bead. You're gonna grab your scissors and cut a little tail, leaving room for us to light the end and make the knot secure. Now you have completed your first spiked hoop earring, and you can follow the same process for the second side. Now you have your completed pair. Congratulations. Hope you enjoyed this video. Continue to bead and share with others.